Hi guys. All right, so I am going over a couple of problems that I had requested for this last assignment. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions. All right, I'm going to doing number 4, number 5, number 6, and number 9. All right, find the cotangent of theta if sine theta is 7/25. Okay, so now to help yourself, you should draw a little right triangle, which I've already done here, and label it. Okay. If sine is 7/25 of sine of theta, what is cotangent? So draw a little triangle and put the theta somewhere. It doesn't matter where you put it. You can put it at this angle. You can put it at this angle. It just will affect what's opposite, right? If I have it at this angle, this is opposite, this is adjacent, this is hypotenuse. If I have theta here, then this is opposite, this is adjacent, that's hypotenuse, right? So it doesn't matter where you put the theta, just have to make sure you keep the sides correct, okay? And if you have any questions about theta, theta is just a symbol, okay? I could easily, have an x here. It could say, what is the cotangent of x and the sine of x? It just means the angle. It's just that when they talk about angle measures, they just happen to always use this symbol theta, okay? So it's just like a symbol, like you would put an x there. It just means this angle measure, whatever it is. You don't know what the angle measure is. It could be 47 degrees. It doesn't matter. They're just saying the sine of this particular angle is 7/25, okay? So that means that sine is opposite over hypotenuse, so that means my opposite side is 7. My hypotenuse is 25, okay? So now you have to find the missing side, right? So I'm going to do the Pythagorean theorem, right? So I have 7 squared plus b squared equals c squared, right? A squared plus b squared is c squared. Make sure that the hypotenuse is your c, okay? These two, it doesn't matter what order they're in. One's a, one's b, it doesn't matter. But this has to be c, the hypotenuse, all right? So what do we got here? That's 49 plus b squared equals 625, okay? So I have b squared equals 576. 576 is I just subtracted the 49 over here, okay? So then b equals, I'm going to just put it in my calculator, square root of 576, right, is 24. Okay, so this is 24. Now that I have the missing side, I can find the cotangent is what I'm looking for. So tangent is opposite over adjacent, right? The tangent is opposite over adjacent, so that means cotangent is going to be adjacent over opposite, right? So if I'm on this angle here, adjacent is 24, opposite is 7. So the cotangent of this angle, right, adjacent over opposite. Okay, so there's your answer. All right. All right, number 5. Find the sine if the secant is radical 2. Some of you had questions of what do I do here. This, you could just put it over 1. Okay? So secant is the reciprocal of what? Cosine, right? So cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. That means secant is hypotenuse over adjacent. So my hypotenuse is radical 2. Oh, sorry. First of all, I got to put the theta in. Let me put a theta somewhere. The hypotenuse is always the hypotenuse. It doesn't matter where theta is, but I'm going to put theta here. My triangle's facing a different direction this time, so just label accordingly. So hypotenuse over adjacent. So my hypotenuse is radical 2. My adjacent is 1. All right, so now I got to find this missing leg. 1 squared plus b squared equals radical 2 squared, right? So that's 1 plus b squared equals, radical 2 squared is just 2, right? So now I have b squared equals 1, b equals 1. So this leg's also 1. All right, so now what did I want to find? My sine. Find sine theta. So the sine of theta is, my sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So it's 1 over radical 2. Remember, I believe I posted a video about this. I don't want you to leave radicals in denominators. So you rationalize this by multiplying by radical 2 over radical 2. So that gives me radical 2 over 2. Okay, I'm a little smushed in there, but you get the point, right? All right, let's go down here. Find the secant of theta if the cosecant is radical 5. So again, I'm going to make a right triangle. I'm going to put a theta in there. If the cosecant is radical 5, so the cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. A sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So that means cosecant is going to be hypotenuse over opposite. So hypotenuse is radical 5. Opposite is 1. All right, again, I have to find the missing leg. So that's 1 squared plus b squared equals radical 5 squared. So I get 1 plus b squared equals 5. B squared equals 4. B equals 2. Okay, so now I have to find this secant, right? So as we said before, secant is the reciprocal of cosine. So if cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, secant is hypotenuse over adjacent. So it's going to be the secant is hypotenuse over adjacent. And there's that. And then last one, find the cosecant if the cotangent is radical 7 over 3. So again, I'm going to draw a right triangle. I'm going to put theta in any of the two angles. Cotangent means if tangent is opposite over adjacent, that means cotangent is adjacent over opposite, right? So that means my adjacent side is radical 7. My opposite side is 3. Okay, now I have to find the hypotenuse. So make sure you do the Pythagorean theorem correctly. 3 squared plus radical 7 squared equals c squared. So I have 9 plus 7 equals c squared. 9 plus 7 is 16. So c is 4. Okay, and now I want to find the cosecant of theta, right? So cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. So if sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cosecant is hypotenuse over opposite. So that's 4 over 3. All right, so if you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to post this, and then I will be posting a new lesson at some point. I have to make that video also. Should be up today. All right, have a great day.